Okay.
Greetings. This is the man who pretends to be Charles Darwin on YouTube, and I'm speaking to you from the Sonoran Desert in Arizona. And it's the month of March, and that's when all of the flowers bloom. And to get the flowers to all bloom, there has to be seeds in the soil from last year, there has to be water, and there has to be warmth. And that's why the seeds in the soil wait over the winter through February, and then they germinate. They germinate in February, and then they start to bloom in March, which is what you're seeing here with these Phacelia plants, for example. And also back there, there's some purple lilies. Now, in order for the flowers to bloom, you have to have water, warmth, and the seeds in the soil. It seems very simple. Of course, the flowers are going to bloom in March because that's when you have all three of those things coming together to produce a tremendous bloom of wildflowers in the spring in the desert. But the reality is not quite that simple, because suppose you have a big, furious thunderstorm in the middle of summer. Well, the seeds are already in the soil because these plants will have matured, produced the seeds, dropped them into the soil. So by July, for example, there's lots of seeds in the soil and it's warm enough, and then after the thunderstorm there's water. Why don't they start germinating and blooming at that time? And that brings us into a very interesting distinction. There's more than one kind of rain, and there's actually a term for it in Navajo. I don't know what the Navajo term is, but there's the female rains and the male rains. And the male rains are brief and furious downpours, thunderstorms, which occur in the summer. And when that happens, the seeds will not germinate. But the female rains come in the winter. They're small, but they're persistent, and they go on all winter, so that you end up with, by March, then the flowers bloom. What is the difference? In both cases, you have seeds, warmth, and water. So why is it that these seeds will germinate and the plants will bloom in the spring, but not in the middle of summer? And evolutionary adaptation is not just about the actual structures themselves, the flowers, etc., but also about timing. The seeds, when they are produced in April, they have an inhibitor in them, an inhibitory chemical that will prevent them from germinating and growing until after they have been exposed to several weeks of rain. Therefore, a brief male storm in the summer will not allow them to germinate. But if you have a lot of long female rains in the winter, then that will wash away the inhibiting chemical. And then when it warms up, now the seeds can germinate and the plants can produce flowers. So adaptation, evolutionary adaptation, is not just about the flowers, but also about the timing. We call that the science of phenology, and that's just as much a product of evolution as any structure that you might see. This is Charles Darwin, tally ho and amen.